Skylar Garcia, doing the entertaining speaker, number 5, speech number 5. You've all just finished eating at a very high-class sports bar. You have those? The gourmet French fries were delicious and the Kobe beef burgers were out of this world. It's a perfect time to be celebrating 10 years of being a teacher, and this is your friend's anniversary. Tonight you have a real treat, 10 years of stories, 10 years of memories. Please put your hands together for Mr. Skylar Garcia.
Thank you, Joe, Toastmaster. Friends, Toastmasters, honored guests. I've had the pleasure of being a teacher for the last 10 years. And in my teaching career, I've taught a lot of many students how to play instruments and be a band director. My second year of teaching was a very fond year. I remember it very clearly. My second year of teaching, I was getting students ready for the Apple Blossom Parade. Not just the Apple Blossom Parade, but the Apple Blossom Youth Parade. Those of you that have been around in this valley for long know that the Apple Blossom is a time when you leave the valley, not when you come to the valley. I was one of those crazy people who were preparing students to get ready for the Apple Blossom Parade and going into the hot zone. The students were preparing. They had learned Wild Thing. That was our piece this year, or the year when I was a teacher, second year. The students had worked really hard. They were ready. We had 7th grade band, the 8th grade band, the drill team, and the flag team. 280 students were ready to do the Apple Blossom Youth Parade. We did our practice the day before the Apple Blossom Youth Parade. And we're marching down the street. The students have had an opportunity to play the piece a couple of times, and they feel much better having played the piece, seeing what the drill team are doing, seeing what the flag team is doing. Third time the students had played the piece, I saw a gentleman run out into the middle of the road in a purple suit. He runs out, he's doing this, stop, 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 stop the music. And I run up to him going, what's going on? Stop the music, stop it right now. Why do you want me to stop the music? He could not say anything. He was a taciturn. He turned and he pointed, and I saw cars, lots of cars, parked outside a funeral home. They were having a funeral. And I had a 280-member band marching through the middle of the funeral playing Wild Thing. I had the students quietly walk for the next quarter of a mile. And then we continued playing our song, getting ready for the Apple Blossom Parade. Here's the crazy thing. I knew a couple people who had went to the funeral. And they talked to me afterwards and said that it was very boring, drab funeral. Until they heard a marching band starting to play Wild Thing. Everybody started laughing, and from then on it was a celebration of life instead of an actual drab and boring funeral. So I affected somebody's funeral my second year. I could not believe it. Compared to the next story I'm going to tell you, that is small potatoes. Year 4. I will never forget this as long as I live. In year 4, I thought, we have 7th grade contests, we have 8th grade contests and high school contests. Why not do something for the 6th graders? Have a little something that they can go to get ready for band contests. So I talked to the other band directors in the area, and we decided to put together a festival where each 6th grade band from 3 school districts would learn the same tunes, and then we would have a guest conductor come in, work with them during the day, and then put on an evening concert. The parents loved it. It was an amazing thing, and we did that for the remainder of the time while I was there. However, the first time I ever took 6th graders somewhere, it was crazy. I was teaching up in Leavenworth, and the festival rehearsal was going to happen in Kashmir, at Kashmir High School. Picture the road from Leavenworth all the way to Cashmere. The students loaded the bus, and as they're loading the bus, they have 2 liters of soda. They have chips. They have candy and all kinds of things. And they decided that they were going to eat those on the bus. I should have banned them right away. As soon as I saw them, said, no candy, don't do this. They decided to chug the 2-liter bottles as quickly as they could, eat as much candy as they possibly could in the short amount of time that we were on that bus. By the time we got to the Pinnacles, one student was turning green. He was having motion sickness, incredible motion sickness, and he had been sick earlier that week. This guy, he started getting sick on the bus, and he turned more and more green. I looked to the back of the bus in the middle there, and I saw him. And he looked like a taciturn savant. He threw up. And he threw up on the seat in front of him. And it was projectile, just going against the seat. There were 2 girls sitting in front of him, and they were so grossed out that they started doing this. They threw up as well. The 2 girls, both girls, because of this guy throwing up on the seat. By now, the vomit is pooling on the bottom of the bus. 3 people have thrown up. The windows are going down. And then the person across the aisle starts doing this. If you smell throw up before, that can happen in a closed space. So students are just throwing up. One's throwing up, and then all of a sudden the next person is throwing up. I had 5 students throw up on that bus, right at the Pinnacles. And here it gets worse. Way worse. We pull off at the hitching post. And those of you that know, the hitching post bridge kind of goes like this, then goes up, and then goes down. The vomit that had pooled with the bus as we go off the road started slushing back. And it was a river of vomit flowing. Kids are pulling their feet up. It's going over bags and instruments. Mr. Garcia, I can't do anything at this point. It's flowing like this, and then as the bus turns, what ends up happening is there's kind of a cascading effect. So it goes across the aisle. More students are throwing up. By now we have almost half the bus throwing up. The windows are coming down. And people are throwing up on each other. Because they're turning to look at the other person. There's one person that gets vomit in their lap. The bus crests the top, and then it comes back down this way. So the river that had just flowed to the back of the bus and switched over this way, now went the other direction, went forward, and the bus was covered. It smelled so awful. We got to the high school. By the time we got there, the kids wanted to get off the bus. Some guys were taking off their shirts because their shirts were covered in vomit. And there were all kinds of crazy things. There were bags that were covered in vomit. There were instruments covered in vomit. One kid, as they were leaving the bus, actually slipped. And fell in the middle of the aisle and was covered on one side. The students get off the bus. Some of them are still feeling sick, and they go and hang their head in the trash cans, and they are throwing up in the trash cans. I have never seen so much vomit in my entire life. It was horrid. The bus smelled terrible. The bus driver even wanted off the bus. He got off the bus, and I looked at him and just said to him, "I'm sorry." I didn't know what to say to him. I apologized for the kids, and the bus driver's just shaking his head. He goes, "In all my ears, in all my ears." I asked him what he was going to do. He said he was going to take it down to the bus garage and just hose it out with a hose to get rid of all that vomit. Here's the crazy thing, is that now my kids wanted to go home. They didn't want to be part of the rehearsal. Some were covered in vomit. Some of their instruments, as they were opening them, there's vomit inside the instrument. It was the worst experience I have ever had in my entire life as a band director. I didn't know what to do, and all I kept doing was saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Mr. Toastmaster.